Oh, I have a question for Rob.
Okay.
How many lows can Rob Lowe rob if Rob Lowe robbed lows? Oh, you thought I had a real question.
Hit it.
They're here.
Don't cross the streams.
Bueller.
I'll have what she's having.
Great Scott!
Why did it have to be snakes?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Bueller.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I'll be back.
I am your father.
Bueller.
I feel the need for speed.
It's showtime.
Hello, sister.
Hello. How are you?
I am decent today. How are you?
I'm okay.
Oh,
Oh, you want to start it?
well, no, I liked what I said.
Okay.
I would just like to add on, we did just find out the Queen passed. So it's a little bit of a shocking day.
Yes.
Because that's just a lot of history that I don't know how to sit with yet.
I know.
Like, it doesn't affect me, but, like, as a society, it's like, whoa. So, yeah.
I mean, she just celebrated her 70th year on the throne. Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, dude.
I mean, geez. You know, we're Americans. It doesn't really impact us at all. But, you know, people have been born and died while she was the queen.
For 70 years.
Yeah. She's queen for 70 years.
It is a sad day, so our hearts go out to everyone who is affected by the Queen passing.
And may she rest in peace. She absolutely deserves it.
Yeah, now back to how I'm feeling. Because me. But yeah, so today was Asher's first day of school.
Yay!
So that was nice. It's first grade, so it wasn't like last year. I wasn't crying hysterically. So yeah, so he went to school. We just have a lot of things on my list to do today. I now have tickets to go to a concert this weekend.
That's awesome.
This weekend's really busy for me. I hope I can make it.
Yeah.
And get you an episode by Monday/Tuesday. But besides that, how are you? What's new with you?
I'm hanging in there. I just have something going on with my stomach again. And now it's getting to a point where I don't know what else is going on. So I was in the hospital over the weekend with stomach pain, and it was just awful and like 10 out of 10 type of pain. And then I'm going to get an endoscopy tomorrow to take a look at the stomach and the first part of the upper small intestine.
What test is that? Do they go up your butt?
No, they go down your throat.
Okay.
So they knock you out for it, which is good. So they're going to look at that. Maybe it's just an ulcer. I tend to get those, and maybe it's just a something where we need to fix something. I don't know. I had my gallbladder out. It fucks you up, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Other than that, I started a TikTok. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I am just kind of creating a TikTok about writing and the writing process. And if readers want to join me, if writers want to join me on this journey, then by all means.
What's your name? What's your handle?
Billy Waltz Writes.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. So BILIE, WALTZ, like the dance.
I bet we could put it in a cliff note somewhere.
Yeah.
I put in my week's notice. I guess it's not 2 weeks, but 3 weeks.
Yay!
And I am no longer at my coffee spot, which is fine. I mean, it's sad. I like everyone I work with.
Oh, yeah.
And
you're really good at it, too. You just have that energy for it.
Not anymore. I'm too old. After like
you have kids.
5 hours, I'm like, oh, I feel off. It must be time for me to go because I slope down real fast. I'm like, this is 30s, guys. But yeah, so who knows? Maybe I'll be back next spring, summer.
Right.
Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about Youngblood.
Let me tell you, I was not expecting a hockey movie and that his last name was Youngblood. I thought it would be like Rambo or something like that.
Yeah, I thought we were going back into like Halloween horror. I was like, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah,
And no. So yeah, Youngblood was born in 1986. I have a little storyline for you. A skilled young hockey prospect hoping to attract the attention of a professional scout is pressured to show that he can fight if challenged during his stay in a Canadian minor hockey town. His on-ice activities are complicated by his relationship with the coach's daughter. Ta-da.
Ta-da. Like,
And so it's a drama. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, a frog came out. It was drama. God, that was dramatic.
that was pretty great. That's like a total hockey move to do a movie like that because they're all about fights, like dropping the gloves. That's a whole thing. I'm a big fan of hockey, by the way. I don't watch it as much as I want to, so I know a little bit about how the players are formatted and what they do and stuff. But other than that, I know some of the stuff that I'll point out while we're talking about the movie. How about that?
Please do, because I know nobody. There's nobody in my life that are into hockey or watch games. Well, now but you keep it hush-hush. Are you in the closet? What's going on?
I mean, I've been to a minor league game up here. That was a hell of a lot of fun. And then Seattle just got its own hockey team, the NHL hockey team. So, hell yeah, we are the Kraken. I'm so excited.
I remember that.
Yes.
I'm happy for that.
Yes. So I'm a big fan. I definitely don't follow it as much as I really want to, but it's just, I like it. So.
Game on! Game on!
All right. Well, this movie was directed by Peter Markle and written by Peter Markle as well as John Whitman.
Okay.
I'm going to get through Peter Markle real quick. Okay, so he has made a lot of movies and he's done a lot of TV series. One thing I do want to say before I start is that he directed Flight 93. That has had over 35 million viewers since it's come out in 2006.
What is that?
Flight 93? Mm-hmm. So yeah, this one was for the September 11 attacks.
Oh, that's what I was like. I remember that number very clearly, but I don't remember why. Oh,
I was there too. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
But it's okay. So he's mostly known for that.
Okay.
But I'm going to read off movies and TV series. So I've got Odds Are in 2018. As I say that, the odds I'm going to read a whole bunch of TV series off to you from this guy.
Okay.
So we got Crisis, 1 episode, Fairly Legal, 3 episodes. He directed a TV movie called Silent Witness. He's done episodes for Burn Notice, Crash, 3 Rivers, Rescue Me, High Noon, Life, Medium, Kane, Without a Trace, Runaway, Everwood.
Ooh.
So many, right? He's done episodes for CSI Miami, The Agency, Haunted, CSI, NYPD Blue, The District, X-Files, Strange World, The Strip, ER, all those, right?
Yeah.
In the 90s and 80s, he had more movies. He had Target Earth, White Dwarf, The Last Days of Frankie and the Fly, Wagons East, Through the Eyes of a Killer, Dead and Alive, The Race of Gus Ferris. I don't know who that is, but it's Samuel Jackson's on the cover.
Oh, okay. We're watching that.
It's a TV movie from 91, though.
Oh, God damn it.
So on your own time, El Diablo, Breaking Point, Nightbreaker, Bat 21, Desperate, Youngblood, Hot Dog the Movie, and The Personals.
Hot Dog the Movie. Okay.
All right, so the director also wrote this because this is based on his childhood, but the other writer, John Whitman, he was only known for writing Youngblood, and he was an actor in Fireflies.
Fireflies,
TV,
plural?
Yeah.
Plural.
The TV series.
Okay.
I said Fireflies.
Okay.
You probably didn't catch my S. Sorry.
I'm just, Firefly is another TV series, so I was just making sure.
Yeah, it's not that one.
Okay.
It's Fireflies.
Okay, Fireflies.
And he was musician number 1 in 2 episodes, so there's not a lot on this guy. And I didn't look further into him because we got a lot more to cover.
All right.
Now going into the actors. Wish me luck on pronouncing all their names.
All right, good luck.
So of course, we've got Rob Lowe as Dean Youngblood.
Oh, my God. Can we just talk about how dreamy he looked?
You know, as the movie progressed, I was like, okay, I see it. Because all I picture is him on Parks and Recs. And I'm just like, dude, I am that scattered and like, you know, what am I doing with my life? I get it.
I only see that shitty-ass producer from Wayne's World.
Oh, yeah, he was in that too. Yeah, he was a dick there. Sorry, Rob.
I love you, Rob.
You seem like you're in a good mood.
Actually, I am quite miserable. I admire and respect you, and dragging you through an ethics trial is filling me with sadness. I have never felt so low.
Wow, you're radiating pure joy.
I went to my herbalist and got 2 B12 shots. And then I ate an unreasonable amount of St. John's wort. And my herbalist took this weird bee pollen paste, rubbed it around my gums, and now my mouth feels like a spaceship.
Then we have Ed Lauder as Marie Chadwick. He is the coach. We have Cynthia Gibb as Jessie Chadwick, who is the coach's daughter. Dean's brother, Kelly Youngblood, is played by Jim Youngs, and his father, Blaine Youngblood, is played by Eric Nestorenko.
Okay.
Also in this movie, we're going to talk about Patrick Swayze, who plays Derek Sutton. Basically, I'm going to just talk about them, but some other people in this I just wanted to point out. We see Keanu Reeves. He's one of the hockey players. His name's Heaver. Who was like from a third world country.
I don't know. Like
I don't know what was happening.
I think it was like a really cool, like Bill and Ted cool version of a French Canadian accent, because they have some really thick accents. However, I also know that the NHL does recruit from Russia too, and so some of them may have a really strong Russian accent. So
what does Keanu Reeves look like to you?
Canadian. I think he's Canadian.
Okay, because I don't know the average Canadian.
It's pretty common. It's pretty common for hockey players to have a thick accent, or even it's very common for them to just be missing teeth in general, so it can be harder to understand them.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, by the way,
yes.
This was actually Keanu Reeves' very first feature film role ever.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know if you already knew that.
I'll piggyback off of that.
Okay.
Later.
Okay.
Okay. So. Oh, I wanted to tell you some cameos, too. Peter Zizil.
Okay.
And Steve Thomas. Do you know those names?
Former NHL stars?
Yes. They were cameos. They were Rossini and Jordy.
Oh.
They were players 1 and 4.
Okay. That's nice. Because,
So I just want to let you know that.
I mean, right at the beginning, they have for the tryouts or whatever, like all of those skaters I was like, it takes really, really good skaters to be skating that bad. I bet you some of those are actual hockey players.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct. All right. So starting with Rob Lowe, his filmography, I got 104 projects. I'll just read ones that...
shit.
Obviously, you know how it works. I'll read ones that are either easy to read or we know them. We've got Holiday in the Wild, Super Troopers 2. That came out in 2018. Of course, he's been in Parks and Recs. The Interview, he was actually Rob Lowe uncredited. You've made it when you're in movies like that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. He's been in Breakaway, I Melt With You, the TV show Brothers and Sisters, Too Late to Say Goodbye, which is a TV movie, The Invention of Lying, A Perfect Day. He was in The West Wing and Dr. Vegas. He was in Thank You for Smoking, Perfect Strangers, View from the Top, Austin Powers and Goldmember.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
We've got One Hell of a Guy, Contact. For 90s movies, he's in Fox Hunt, Tommy Boy, Frank and Jesse, The Finest Hour, Wayne's World.
He shoots, he scores! 1 for 1!
That is going wild.
Score!
In the 80s, he was in Illegally Yours, Masquerade, Square Dance, Youngblood, St. Elmo's Fire, Oxford Blues, The Hotel New Hampshire, Class, The Outsiders, and he was in a couple TV series in the early 80s.
I didn't realize he was so prolific in the 80s. Like, damn, that's a very strong start.
I mean, did you not see his face?
I mean, yeah.
So, next we have Jessie Chadwick. The kind of girlfriend pretty much turns into the girlfriend. The actress is Cynthia Gibb. She's been in 65 projects. I can't think of anything else I've seen her in, but she's been in a lot of TV movies. Recently, Christmas on the Menu, Ivy and Mistletoe, Sharing Christmas, Stalker's Prey, Broadcasting Christmas.
Oh, man. Are those Hallmark Christmas movies? Because those are so cheesy.
They are, and they're on my list for this year.
I love them. I haven't seen those ones, apparently, but, cheese-tastic.
Other movies she's been in, Caged No More, Before I Sleep, Christmas Land, The Cheating Pack, My Dog's Christmas Miracle, A Nanny for Christmas, The Funeral Planner, Accused at 18, Fall of Hyperion, Beautiful Loser, Christie's Revenge. She was in a movie called A Family Lost, Demons from Her Past, A Crime of Passion. Most of these are TV movies that I am reading off. In the 90s, I have Holiday Affair, Sin and Redemption, Gypsy, The Legend of Prince Valiant, The Woman Who Loved Elvis. She was in Death Warrant, Short Circuit 2. I don't know if I've seen the first one. I don't know if she was in the first one.
Oh, that's where
Jack's
I recognize
Back,
her. Okay.
Malone, Modern Girls, Salvador, Youngblood, Stardust Memories.
Nice.
So yeah, a lot of good stuff there.
Cool.
Going over the coach, Murray Chadwick, the actor's name is Ed Lauder. Definitely, he looked familiar.
Yes.
For everyone who's listening, I actually did not look up these people's filmography. We're doing it now. So let's go. Let's see what he's in.
Let's do it.
Oh, God, he's been in 209 things. Okay. Okay, he's been in a couple episodes of Shameless and The Office. He's been in movies Trouble with the Curve, The Artist, Taken by Force, Godspeed, Something's Wrong in Kansas, Camille, The American Standards, The Prince and the Pauper, the movie, The Number 23, Love Hollywood Style, The Lost, Purple Heart, The Longest Yard. I just saw that on the TV, and that's what it is. Thank you. Venus Underground, Art Heist, Grandpa's Place, The Librarians, Seabiscuit, Not Another Teen Movie, Nightclub, 13 Days, Blast, Farewell My Love, Now We've Made It to the 90s, Out in 50, the TV series The Magnificent Seven, Night of Terror, Ally and Me. He was in the movie Under Wraps. I remember that movie.
Do I remember that? Maybe I do remember that.
Is the Mummy one off of Disney or something?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Damn.
He's been in, I know. He's been in Coyote Summer, Leaving Las Vegas, Girl in the Cadillac, Wagons East. He was in Born on the 4th of July.
Okay, that's another one.
Got to put that one out there. He was in a movie called Tennessee Waltz.
Okay.
And he was Sheriff Williams. You really need to watch that. Okay.
Oh my God, that's our dad's name, William Waltz.
He was in Raw Deal, Young Blood, Death Wish 3, Real Genius, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Finders Keepers, Lassiter, and The Big Score, Cujo, Alcatraz, The Whole Shocking Story.
Oh, okay.
And he goes back to the 70s.
Shit.
He goes back to 1967 in a TV series.
Oh.
And he was in the movie Bad Company in 1972 and The Magnificent Seven Ride in 1972.
Oh.
And he was in a movie called Dirty Little Billy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm coming at you today. Sorry. Now we're moving on to Patrick Swayze.
Oh, rest in peace. I miss you. Okay.
Do you know what keeps him alive?
Dirty Dance.
Randomly, that stupid song, Call Me Maybe.
Oh,
do you know that song?
Yeah.
Hey, I just met you.
Yeah.
So years ago, Cody and I, before kids, are just like, making up songs, and it's like, here's my number. I'm Patrick Swayze. And it's the first thing I think of anytime that song's on the radio somewhere. It's going to be in a fucking elevator when I'm 50, and I'm going to be like, it's Patrick Swayze. So you're welcome.
Thank you for that one. Now everybody listening will be like, well, shit.
I hope they all keep it alive. So Patrick Swayze has been in 52 projects. I don't remember when he passed away, but his last one was Powder Blue in 2009. Mm-hmm. He was in the TV show The Beast. He was in Jump. He was in The Fox and the Hound 2, Cash's voice. Christmas in Wonderland, Keeping Mum, Icon, George and the Dragon, Dirty Dancing, and Dirty Dancing Havana Nights, just pointing that out.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was a dance instructor in the newer one.
Oh, I never saw the new one.
He was in 11:14, One Last Dance, Waking Up in Reno, Donnie Darko, Green Dragon, Forever Lulu, Letters from a Killer, Black Dog, To Wong Fu, thanks for everything. That is, oh gosh, I wish that was an 80s movie. Oh, but anyways, he was in Point Blank, Ghost, Next of Kin, Roadhouse, Dirty Dancing, I said that, Steel Dawn, Youngblood, Red Dawn, Uncommon Valor, The Renegades, which is a TV series, The Outsiders, The Renegades, the TV movie. You gotta be specific.
I think I've seen more 80s movies with Patrick Swayze in them than any other actor or any.
Yes, I agree. And then he goes all the way back to Skate Town, USA in 1979.
What a legend.
So real quick, I'm going to go over Jim Youngs, who plays Dean's brother in the movie. He's been in 23 projects. He was in The Dangerous, which was in 1995, so he hasn't acted in a while. Skeeter, Keys to Freedom, You Talking to Me in 1987. Hot Shot, Nobody's Fool, Youngblood, Out of Control. He was in Footloose, The Final Terror. I know. And The Wanderers in 1979. I skipped over TV series and stuff, but yeah. So he's been in some things too.
Nice. For
Dean's father, played by Eric Nestorenko. Okay. He was born in Canada. He was only in Youngblood in 1986, For the Record in 1976, and 1971 Stanley Cup Finals.
Okay.
Because he was a hockey player. He was a professional Canadian hockey player who played in the National Hockey League from the Toronto Maple Leafs from 1951 to 56, and for the Chicago Blackhawks from 1956 to 72.
Oh, so damn.
So he had all the knowledge of it. He also wasn't meant to be the father, but the actor dropped out. Oh. And since he had the knowledge and he just ended up being the dad.
He did great.
He did.
I was like,
right place, right time, too.
No kidding. I was really impressed with his acting. And I was like, he knows his shit when he was teaching Dean how to fight on the ice.
Which was the best part, because you know that shit's real.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Billy, guess what time it is?
It's trivia!
So glad you did it with me. Okay. So, Keanu Reeves, I did not know this was his first movie, but I know that he had hockey experience before he was casted. So that helped him out. Patrick Swayze.
I was wondering if it was him or if it was a body double, because him blocking some of those things, like, they're contortionists, man. Like, damn.
Yeah. And Patrick Swayze, he was trained as a figure skater. So he already knew how to skate.
Yes.
So that was good for him. Mm-hmm. But Rob Lowe knew nothing. So he had to train before the movie.
I was going to say, he did a pretty damn good job. In some cases, it was obviously like they were hiding the face, so it was a body double. But for the parts that we did see him skate, it was really like, damn, I can't skate for shit.
Well, I used to back when I was like 10.
Yeah.
But I completely forgot because we didn't grow up around this, but they had an ice skating rink in South Korea.
Oh, yeah.
Right up the road.
Oh, I do remember.
I would go all the time. I loved it. All of the teams that were talked about in the film, they're all fictional except for one. The Hamilton Mustangs' first opponents were the Toronto Marlboros, who were, at the time, a team in the Ontario Hockey League. The scene where Racky jumps Sutton, where he falls and cracks his head, that was like based on something that actually happened, only the player did in fact die.
Oh, shit.
So obviously in the film, it's a little different.
I mean, it's a dangerous fucking sport.
Dude, I think there's been like 2 decapitations or like throat slits. Yeah, I'm not even kidding you.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I don't like hockey that much, but also it doesn't happen that often. It's fine.
It's fine.
Okay. It's fine. In a recent Joe Rogan podcast interview, Rob Lowe said that Patrick Swayze begged him to let him put She's Like the Wind in Youngblood. Well, gee, Patrick, this is a hockey movie. I don't know, he said. And he wasn't surprised when it finally popped up in Dirty Dancing a couple years later, and then it went to #1 on the Hot Billboard 100s.
Yes.
I do want to point this out because you don't notice until in the movie, but Rob Lowe's brother, His backstory is that he was playing professional hockey until he suffered an eye injury that forced him to retire and go back home to the farm. That was unclear to me. It sounded like he got in a fight or it was a tragic accident and he fucked up his eye.
Yeah.
Regardless, he wasn't going to continue with hockey for a career. Just in case you missed it, the coaches referred to the referees as three blind mice.
That was pretty great.
Which is like a
It's typical.
insult. It's describing how badly their calls are, which...
Typical.
Yep. This is Peter Markle's favorite film and is the one he enjoys most, thanks to the support of the cast and crew as well as the studio, which gave him full support. So
Nice.
rock on. The director of photography, Mark Irwin, was either on ice skates with a handheld camera or used a wheelchair attached to skates to film the action on the ice. Dedication.
Damn, that's really good.
The fight between Youngblood and Rack were the final scenes to be shot in the film early in the morning of an all-night shoot of the final game, right? So they went all through the night, and the director was pretty amazed that everyone was still standing and alert.
They looked exhausted, too, which is...
because now it wasn't it wasn't 2 hours, it was 12 hours.
Yes, that's amazing, because... I mean, they all looked like they had just played a 2 or 3 hour game. That's actually pretty great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real shit work condition, but good job.
I mean, at least they were happy and okay to do it. It wasn't like, Platoon.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. That's pretty much it. All the rest of the trivia is talking about the movie, which we're going to talk about. But first, you should talk about the music. What you got for us?
All right. So the composer was William Orbit, and he doesn't have a very long movie score list. He's actually more of a musician. He's with techno groups, which you'll notice because the score was pretty techno-ish. I really liked the score. I don't know about you, but it gave that like driving force that the movie needed.
That edge.
Yeah. It was edgy. That's what I liked about it. And I know, synthesizers. Holy crap, Billy actually liked a synthesizer?
What?
Like, what? I mean, I think that was pretty great, how they did it. Okay, so he for other movies that he's done, only one other in the 80s called Hot Shot, and then he did something called Harold.
Harold?
It's Harald.
Harold?
Yeah, it might be a different, it might be German, I guess. It could be German.
As I Americanize them, a Harold.
Harold. So that was in 97. And then the last thing he's done for, as far as movie scores, is In Saturn's Rings. And that was in 2018.
Okay.
It looks like he actually is more of a music video director. So he has a couple more things that were music videos for songs that he actually wrote, which one of them was Madonna's Ray of Light, Pink song, Good Time from Charlie's Angels. And then he also wrote Madonna's Beautiful Stranger. Rewinding just a skosh. So he's professionally known as William Orbit, but his name is William Mark Wainwright. He's actually British, and he's a musician and a record producer. He has sold over 200 million records worldwide of his own work, his production, and songwriting work. He is a recipient of multiple Grammy Awards, Ivor Novello Awards, and other music industry awards. Okay. He is mostly known for Torch Song, the group's Torch Song, and Bass-O-Matic. Okay, so he formed an electronic and synth group called Torch Song with a couple buddies of his. Fun fact, he performed the song White Knight, or the piece White Knight, for the movie The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. That's
fun.
That was written by Rico Conning. But yeah, he did it.
Okay.
He also had a dance chart hit, Prepare to Energize, that was featured in the film Bachelor Party. Okay, so Bass-O-Matic was another one of his groups. It was house music in the 90s. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. He has some of the people that he has worked with as far as productions and remixes. Prince, Madonna, Britney Spears, Mel C, Pink, U2, Ricky Martin, Sarah McLachlan, Queen, Robbie Williams, All Saints, Sugar Babes, and he worked with Beck, and he worked with Pink for that song from Charlie's Angels. He also produced the album 13 by Blur. I freaking love Blur. And then
when I feel heavy metal. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
And then he worked with Madonna on Ray of Light. He definitely won some Grammys for that. He worked with Madonna quite a bit.
Nice.
He also has written some classical pieces because he has always been inspired by and encouraged by Rob Dickens, who himself he is a composer.
Okay, cool.
That's pretty much it.
You know what's funny is I know a lot more of the music history
Yeah.
than movie history.
I know.
I was like, oh, I know that song. I know those people.
I know, right? It's like, yeah. You can
I'm
tell
glad
that
we're doing this.
You can tell we're a very musical family, not so much a movie family.
All right. You think we can do this in about 40 minutes?
Yes, we can. We can. I believe it. I think, didn't the Mighty Ducks start in a similar way with like the home video of the kids playing?
So I literally, at the end of this, I was like, hey, somebody watched this movie and was like, you know what we need?
The
We
Mighty
need a
Ducks.
kid's version of this because it's so great, but there's some things I didn't like.
Yeah.
So let's make it a kid's movie.
Exactly.
So I feel you on that.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I liked it so much.
I did too.
Because of the feel of the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, Robert's never seen the Mighty Ducks, by the way. So we are definitely doing a Mighty Ducks marathon. Like,
yes,
probably
please
this weekend.
do.
This weekend it's going to happen.
You should have done it yesterday.
I know,
But yes,
right?
Hurry.
Okay.
Okay. But yes, the opening montage of like the kids playing.
Yeah. And then
they. Yeah.
The longest credit scene in the beginning ever where Rob Lowe and body doubles, whatever, are just skating and sweating and just being gorgeous.
In the dark.
In the dark.
And with like smoke.
Yeah.
Like ice smoke.
Yeah, like because you definitely have dry ice when you're ice skating.
Yes. So this is a long montage of Rob Lowe, Dean, and then it goes to dinner with his father and his brother. It does say way later, which we'll bring up, but the mom left. She hasn't been there for a while.
Yeah.
So.
And then this is the part where Dean tells his dad, hey, I've been scouted and they've invited me to play with this team in their playoffs. And his dad is already like, shit, I can't hire anybody. I can't afford to hire anybody. And he's just looking at Dean's brother and like, well, you're just going to end up like him type of a situation.
As Dean's brother is like, no, Dad, I got it. I'll work for 2 people for this season.
I know, what a bro.
Because he really wants his brother. As much as they like fight in this, he really has his back.
I mean, it's like us.
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't fought in a while.
Except for I don't think you would have driven me all the way to Canada.
Yeah, I would
and
have.
dropped me off.
Yeah, I would have.
Back when we were 16 and 18.
Well, the rabbit wouldn't have made it, number one. But I think I would have. That would have been a fun trip. Maybe.
We were different people back then.
We were very
I don't
different
judge.
people back then.
Okay, so his brother goes and he takes him to this place to, try out for the, what did I say? Mustangs.
And it's like right outside of Niagara Falls or something too, so.
I do not know geography over on the east. Do not question me on that.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty basic. This is a very easy to follow movie.
Yeah. So this is just the tryouts. He's, everybody is falling over themselves. And I was like, oh yeah, these are absolute hockey players because it takes skilled skaters to be that bad.
And there's only like 2 noticeably good people that this team wants to take, and it's between Dean and that big guy Racky.
Yeah.
Because Racky can fight, but he's big and slow. Dean is scrawny, but so fast.
Yeah. What's interesting is that he had very little penalty minutes on his record, which just speaks to his character that he does not fight on the ice and he doesn't like conflict and fighting in general.
Right.
And apparently that is his flaw because it's hockey.
I mean, why fight when you can just run away? Save your teeth. So at this time of the tryouts too, the the team players, they come and watch. So you see Patrick Swayze. He's definitely the main guy in the group.
He's the
he kind of
captain.
calls the shots. Go ahead.
During the tryouts, Dean is just zipping along, dodging everybody and scoring all the time. And then he gets knocked over. And instead of going after the guys who knocked him over, he just no conflict. He just goes away.
Well, it was Ratke, and he actually
sucker
split
punch.
open his...
That's right. Sorry. I was remembering something else.
No, you're good. He also, he split open his eye.
Yeah.
And I, for a fact, has had that happen when I was 5. There's a lot more blood than that.
Oh, God.
It doesn't stop bleeding, so it's like, oh, no blood. That does not stop bleeding. They had to have, 5 nurses hold me down, and I was 5 years old. So
You were only 5? For some reason, I thought you were older.
I was 5.
Damn.
Nope. So Asher is 6 now. I feel a little bit better about life, but still, he's a boy, and who knows what he's going to break.
Yep.
Okay. So he has stitches. It's the end of tryouts. They pick Dean, and...
Can we talk about the guy who gave him the stitches and all of the brilliant needlepoint work that he had?
Yep, that's what I was going to say. They just go back into the locker room,
yeah.
and that guy, there's 2 coaches, the coach and the assistant coach, and then this guy, he helps with medical assistance.
He's not really a doctor or anything.
And he does cross-stitching.
Yeah.
Which is so funny how that's made a huge comeback.
I know. I love it. I know. I got to get my butt in gear, but I have so many crochet projects. Jeez.
Did you write down what he...
Yeah, I have it right here.
Did? Okay.
On this, for this shot, it only shows one of them. It's called "Winning Isn't Everything. It's the Only Thing." And then it has
this is cross stitching.
Yeah, and on the bottom it has an M for the Mustangs with wings on it and stuff. It's pretty funny.
But it looks like it should belong in a kitchen.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's so funny. But anyways, he stitched Dean up in 5 minutes. No, 30 minutes. 5 stitches, 30 minutes. That's what he said.
Oh, I said. Oh, yeah, maybe that's what... Yeah, you're probably right. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
30 minutes is pretty good for not being a doctor and bringing out all your needles for cross-stitching.
Right?
Okay. Anyways. So, yeah, this actually, in the locker room, this is where the coach tells Ratke he didn't make the team. And Ratke's all pissed off and, walks out knocking things over. And I guess I didn't understand why Dean followed to try to kick his butt. I was very confused there.
Yeah, they didn't really set up why he followed Ratke.
It almost feels like I feel socially pressured to go follow him to kick his ass, and but then he
chickened out.
Waited, and Ratke was down a door that locked, and all of a sudden Rob Lowe is down a hall with his hockey stick, ready to beat his ass, but he's gone, and his towel fell off, so you just see his
jock
straps.
Oh my god. Thank you for gracing us with that. Thank you.
And now I have screenshots, so haha. Because that's how I take my notes, guys.
Yeah,
okay?
right?
But anyways, the coach's daughter, Jessie.
Yeah, and we don't know she's the daughter at this point.
Yeah, but she shows up and is standing there. I
really liked how they both... the comedy here wasn't the parody comedy movie, Scary Movie, where they just kind of are silly stupid. This was more
but they had that silliness.
They had that silliness, and it wasn't just stupid. It was just, it is what it is. We're just going to laugh at it type of thing.
Yeah. And I thought she was really cute.
Yes, for sure.
So they talk for a second, but he I don't even know what they talk about. He scurries away fast.
Yeah.
Which leads to the next scene of Dean just minding his own business, writing his name where his stuff goes in his locker, and the team comes up and steals him and shaves his balls.
Yep. So I was terrified at this part because, obviously hazing is hazing, whatever, just don't hurt people, okay? But basically they were telling him they were going to shave hair. And I was like, no. You do not shave a hockey player's hair because if you've noticed, all of the hockey players have really long hair. That's actually on purpose, and they all do it, and they call that their flow. It's the hair flow.
Right.
And you don't touch the flow. It's a whole...
So you freaked out for a second.
Yeah,
it's better that it's the balls, right?
It's a whole superstitious thing and everything. So when they finally were going down south, I'm like, oh, it's fine. He'll be fine.
Oh, so this is nice hazing?
I know, right? I'm terrible.
Like, I see it. Well, I don't know how we do it nowadays, guys, in the gym lockers, but hazing should be. That's a whole different thing.
I know.
This is almost borderline sexual harassment.
That.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep. And then also, there's a very big risk of cutting him and getting him that's too risky.
Yeah, but this is normal frat boy team player hazing, I guess, and it's kind of frightening. So be careful out there, guys. Yeah. Don't want to lose any. I mean,
even the whole drinking scenes and stuff. They
that was fucked up.
They were not drinking, and he was drinking more and more. Like, that's even a risk because you're just going to give him food poisoning.
He could have died.
He could have died.
Yeah.
Okay, so Youngblood shows up at the house that he's going to be staying in.
Another thing that I was like, what is going on in this movie? Like, it's funny, but it's like terrible Mrs. Robinson.
That's what I was just going to say. Mrs. Robinson is just,
Jesus. She's lived to host hockey players for like 30 years. Well, not 30 years. She's young in this movie.
Yeah, and all of them know it, too. Even Patrick Swayze was like, nothing's better than tea with Mrs.
It was Miss McGill.
Miss McGill, that's what it was.
You know, Dean, I've been boarding hockey players in this house for over 10 years. These are some of my boys. Fred, the Hammer Murphy, defense, 6'3", 210. Great thighs.
So yeah, moving on, we get to see that a woman rapes a lot of people in her life, and it's totally culturally acceptable in this movie. And then we go to dinner with the team.
I think they even said that Dean was 17. Although I think in the state of New York, 17 is adulthood.
This is Canada.
Oh, shit.
No rules, bitches.
Well, maybe it's 16 in Canada. Fuck, I don't know.
Well, they're all drinking, but then again, Patrick Swayze looks like he's 30 in this. So.
Yeah.
But anyways, they're having drinks. They're out with the newbie. This is where they all fuck with him. Like, they're like, yeah, taking shots by the end of the night. And they're like throwing tequila over their shoulder.
Not only do they fuck with Dean, but they also fuck with just two random chicks that they picked up at the bar. Like, the fuck? That's not very gentlemanly.
Well, it's a long fucking night for Dean.
Oh, God. That poor guy.
So wasted. And he, felt it yesterday. Oh, my God. He felt it the next day.
He really did. Like, they're doing drills, and everybody's just fine because they didn't drink that much. Meanwhile, Dean is like, looks 2 steps away from hurling.
Yeah. He looked bad. They did really good at making him look so hungover.
Yeah.
I've been that.
Yeah.
I once was at hot yoga like that. So at this practice at the end, the coach talks to Dean, and it's like, listen, you better get better at this. Oh, you're kicked off the team, because he's pissed off.
Yeah.
But he should know.
He should know. He knows.
Like how the teammates are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much why Rob Lowe Dean doesn't say anything, because he knows he knows. It's a thing.
Yeah. Then it's that night.
So Dean is wandering around bored, and then he stops by a movie theater to see if he wants to see a movie, but he realizes he doesn't have enough cash, I think, or something like that. But outside of the theater, he runs into Jessie. And at this point, they don't know that he doesn't know that she's the coach's daughter. But it becomes apparent in like 2 seconds because her dad, the captain, God damn it!
Yes. Oh, Captain, my Captain. It's better than Daddy. Come on.
Oh, my God. Okay. Daddy Warbucks.
Yep. There it is.
Okay, so the coach shows up, and she's like, oh, hi, Dad.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
So before the coach shows up, they go into a bookstore, and she's like, buy Moby Dick, and he buys a Nympho book. So he like secretly buys that, and so now there's 2 books in the bag. So when the coach comes...
Yeah, so then he's like, I got a book.
I'm innocent.
And then he pulls out this, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. I like how it was like funny, too. It wasn't like... I didn't get any secondhand embarrassment about it.
Yeah, it wasn't like License to Drive.
Yeah.
I felt like that was so embarrassing in so many ways. But this, he pulled out a Nympho book, and I'm like, it's cool.
Yeah, he's fine. And, like, you kind of know because as much of a hard ass as the coach was, he was for his kids. He was for his team and his his boys. And so it was just like... Huh?
He was more for his daughter, because he benched his ass after that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was shitty.
But it all comes back around. It's fine. So, now, I guess it's game day.
So they play, they win, it's all great, they're all happy, but Dean is not because the coach kept him benched the entire game.
Yes. And meanwhile, during the game, Jessie's listening. She's like in school. And I thought that was cute how it shows she is a diehard fan.
Yep.
She listens to a lot of, I guess, hockey.
And I thought it was really cute how she told Dean earlier that her dad puts her on Zamboni duty. And, like, she really does drive the Zamboni.
Yeah.
So Dean... Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dean finds her there driving the Zamboni. And psychs her out, which I thought was so cute, that to make her think that she ran over him. Because she's trying to ignore him. She's trying to ignore him. She just said, hey, we can't see each other. And here he is being persistent.
And he's got the charm. So they go on a date.
So then next is the when they go ice skating together, but they pretend like he's never ice skated before.
Then they cause shit, which they're cute little shit starters. I bet they're both the youngest.
I think she's an only child. No, she's not. I don't fucking know.
Who knows? We talked about her mom, but not her sisters. I feel like she'd have older sisters. Anyways, so yeah, they have fun. Then she takes him back to her study room.
Yeah, her office.
Which is,
I guess.
Yeah, her office. I can't remember anything they talk about.
So she's talking about how she doesn't really follow hockey, and he starts poking around her office and seeing pictures of her celebrating with her dad, hockey stuff. And then he's like, so you don't follow hockey, or you did follow hockey? She clarifies, jokingly, that she stopped following hockey after her dad stopped playing, I think.
Even though later he like gets her with like, I thought you didn't follow hockey.
Yeah.
Because, whoops. But yeah.
So then after that, they go back to his room?
So yeah, like he sneaks her into his place, and they end up, doing the deed as Mrs. Robinson, because I can't remember her name again, is making tea to go up and see him again. So that was awkward.
That was
again,
so awkward.
Somebody watched this and was like, we need a Disney movie.
Yeah, we need a Disney movie at this part. The biggest... Okay, I have a few thoughts going through my head right now. First, I don't know, sex scenes in movies make me very uncomfortable, and I might be the only person in the world that thinks this, but I'm really glad that modern movies nowadays don't do that so much anymore, because it's just...
I haven't seen that many, yeah. Unless it's like an erotica. It's
Yeah. But,
way less, way less titties.
Yeah.
There was a lot of 80s titties I think we're going to see.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, you make a good point.
So number 2, there's not a whole lot of background or character development for a lot of these characters, and it starts to become a little more apparent here, where it's very thin.
Yeah,
there's just nothing really connecting other than hockey. So it was also kind of weird how these two suddenly, within like one day, he convinces her to hang out with him, and now they're having sex when there's nothing connecting them other than hockey.
What were you doing in high school? I'm just kidding. But he is 17. I feel like this was a thing. We forget how young they are, I think.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, Mrs. Robinson comes upstairs with the intent of having tea time. And when she figures out what's happening, she comes in and then just drops off the tea and jets. Okay, so the next part, he's meeting Sutton in a bar?
I think it's just at his place. It looks really cool.
I know. It's a pretty cool place.
And he offers to take out Dean's stitches because he's like, you don't want to be seen with stitches. You don't want to be seen with any, I guess...
weakness.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. You don't want any weakness on the ice. They will come after it. It's like blood to a shark.
Yes.
So now they all hop on a bus and head toward another town for the game.
They go to out of town. It's not their home hockey rink. I forgot how to say that. But I have a picture of them all kneeling down in front of the Queen. A portrait of the Queen.
Oh, that's right.
Still shocked.
Still shocked. Absolutely. I never thought I'd see a day. I mean, obviously, we would see the day, but damn.
Right. But why is it today? And then the next picture is a sign saying "Pussies on Ice." God. There's just no respect anymore. Jesus.
You know what? I feel like the Queen would laugh at that. Come on.
I hope so, because the next one, Sutton is a fag. Like, they really made some terrible signs for this team.
Yep. So now we see the rivalry of the Mustangs and what were the other ones?
This is the opposing team that they'll take all the way to the end, to playoffs,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And this team also took on Ratke, who was a big, slow, dumb guy.
Yeah, and is really good at beating people up.
Correct.
Okay, so they're not doing great. Youngblood, by the way, is still benched.
Basically, the first, opening, all the players from the opposite team are, beating the shit out of our players. Yep. And no coaches are calling it. They're like, this is fine.
Yep, and that's what, 3 blind mice. And then you also, I loved at some points, you actually see the coach, with his arms up, and he's, trying to mimic people fighting and shit. I think this was during, the brawl. Was that a brawl?
I just see a brawl, and then I see Sutton kissing the referee. Because they're all mad, and he kissed them out of happiness. Yeah. I have no idea what was happening. Hockey players are something else.
This actually, the slamming them up against the boards, throwing the gloves down and having brawls like this is very common. There are rules against some of this stuff in the NHL. I think you can't actually throw your gloves down in an NHL game. I could be wrong, but this is minor league, so they are as ruthless as it gets.
Yeah. And to where, one of the players is kicked off the team for the rest of the season. The coach is kicked out for a second, but he weasels himself back in, which I thought was funny. Jesse's watching too, by the way. Click keeps going back to her as well in her office.
Yes.
But yeah. So I want to point out that in the first game, because we didn't really talk about this, all the team players had to warm up to Dean, and Sutton and Dean were becoming a team, passing the hockey puck back and forth. So after their brawl, after halftime, where the coach is like, "Get your shit together,"
yes,
they go back on, and they start, scoring more. And with the final score or something right at the end, which led them over, they were winning, Ratke comes up behind Sutton and totally just yanks him. Somehow his helmet fell off, but totally fucked him up to where he fell on his head.
Yeah.
And it was ambulance called. He was out. It
was bad. But not only that, right before all of that happened, the coach was like, "Now I have to send Youngblood out there because that's the only way they're going to win."
Oh, yeah, because people were beat up.
Yeah.
And that one guy got kicked off, so he was actually a man short.
Yeah, he was a man short. So he's like, I have to send Youngblood out. And it only made sense to send him out with Sutton because that was the line they played. And he knew how well they were playing together. He was just being a dick about his daughter.
Yeah. Now, I was sad because Patrick Swayze is no longer with us.
I know.
And this in the hospital.
Yeah. Okay, I have to give this one a shout out, though, because, all those TV medical dramas or movies that have medical stuff in it?
Yeah.
They have patients who have just been through surgery or whatever upright and speaking as if they've never been drugged up in their life. And that's not how you feel after surgery. You are groggy as shit. You're in pain no matter how many drugs they give you. And you're exhausted. It's traumatic. It's traumatic, even though you were knocked out for it. Your body's like, what the fuck? So Patrick Swayze's acting here was spot flipping on.
Yes. So Dean says hi to him in the hospital.
Yeah.
And it's really sad.
Ugh, they're bros.
And then
he did shave his dick.
But now they're bros. It's fine.
It's fine.
See, I'll never understand Hazen. Okay. So, they are on or they're back in the bus going home, and right when they get back to unload all of their stuff, the coach is like, nope, you guys are putting on your gear, we're going out to practice. And Dean was like, no.
He was really affected by Sutton's injury, and he just felt like, oh, they talked about it earlier while they were at Sutton's place about their love of the game, and that's all they ever wanted to do, and that's all Sutton ever wanted to do.
And this guy took it.
Yeah, and this guy just took it away from him. And so now Dean is feeling like he doesn't want to play. For the first time, he doesn't want to play.
And he's reflecting, too, on maybe that could have been me and stuff, or like
he's remembering
the things he should have done.
Yeah, there's that. And he probably is also thinking of his brother, too, because his brother had an injury like that. Or not like that. He had his eye damaged. And so what does he do?
He leaves.
Yeah.
Bye,
Felicia.
And the coach is like, you don't come back. And he didn't come back. He went to Jesse.
Right.
Which I don't know if that's any better.
All right. So this motherfucker decides to go home because, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, his brother comes and picks him up.
Right. They have a speech.
That's a thing. Okay, so he picks him up, and I guess they drive all the way home in silence or something, and then that is when his brother hands his ass to him, basically, and
yeah, like, I worked for you for all this time.
Yeah.
So you could have this opportunity. I don't have the opportunity. When I told you that you were going to come crawling back, I didn't really mean it.
Yeah. And, you know, he's angry because he lost this opportunity to play and to fight. He has a whole bunch more of a fighting spirit than Dean does. And he doesn't have the opportunity to play anymore. And his brother really wanted him to succeed at this. And so I would be insulted as fuck if I sacrificed so much so you would have an opportunity to do something that I never had a chance to do. Like, that's... I would be pissed.
Don't become a mom. Because trust me, you're in for a whole world of disappointment. But see, his dad was way more... comforting. Like, it's so weird how, like, I'm glad that his brother was doing this.
Yes.
But then later on, because we go through a couple stages, they have their talk, we go through the montage of fixing up the farm, we go to a dinner reading about the hockey games, and that Ratke, what's his name? Ratke, he's not kicked off the team. Nothing happened to him after, like, hurting Sutton.
Yeah.
So it puts a fire in Dean, and he wants to start. He wants to work out. He wants to get in shape, and we go through that montage.
That's, you know what? Right before that happened, Robert was like, "Is this the '80s fighting montage?" Or
hell yeah!
And I was like, "Would they have that in this movie?" And sure as shit, they did.
They did. Yep. And then it ends with him practicing on the ice at night, and then his dad comes out on skates.
This guy reminded me so much of Dad. Like, it hurt.
It was
points.
rough.
It hurt at times, but damn. It was the mustache.
It was the face and his the way he was kind of like walking out on the skates. I was like, that totally looks like him.
It totally does. So yeah, I thought this was really cool though. You could definitely tell that he knew what he was talking about fighting a player on the ice and just both of them fighting each other like that.
Yeah. Oh, I have a picture. It's the Mustangs versus the Bombers.
The Bombers, Toronto Bombers.
That's the team.
Yeah.
And tonight is the Memorial Cup Finals.
Oh, yeah. What's the catalyst for him going back to the team?
So his brother was reading about, like, the one guy was kicked out, all this stuff. He wanted to go back and fight Ratke and revenge for Sutton.
Yes.
And so he kind of felt like he had the upper hand because he's such a good hockey player. Yep. And now that he knows how to fight, he was going to, like, fight the coach. And he's like, if I can get past you, will you let me in?
Yeah.
It was very much like he had a mission.
And also, because now Sutton and the other guy were kicked off the team, like, he was short players, too. So he had no choice.
Yes. And it was a nice surprise to see Sutton was actually there.
That was cool.
So they had a talk. He actually said, Ratke's not worth it. Like, don't go after him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they're losing. It's halftime. Guys are injured as fuck, and poor doctor, not doctor, is stitching everybody up. We get more of the cross-stitch on the walls. So at this point, the coach is obviously aware that he needs to put Youngblood into the game, because otherwise they're gonna lose.
And when they put him in, which was great, Dean was doing awesome, but Racky actually pushed him down and what did he do? He hit him in his teeth? He did something. He fucked up Dean's tooth.
Yeah.
And I think this is where the referee finally called it.
Yep.
So that pissed off Racky.
Yep.
During halftime, they fixed Dean's tooth.
Yeah. And I think the guy said, the doctor was like, yeah, his nerve's still good. He would just need a cap on it. So
yes.
So that's good. Okay, so yeah, once Youngblood is on the ice
for round 2.
Yeah.
Second half.
Yeah, second half, the second period. There's actually 3 periods in hockey, by the way.
Thank you. I don't know.
So Youngblood gets a score, a goal.
Yes, so he got a score, and then his teeth were fucked up.
Yep.
And then after that halftime, they go back, and it's like the third halftime.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
The second half.
It's the third half. Yes, because this is where they're tied, and Racky does something again, and they call it to where he can shoot a shot.
Yep.
Where Dean can do a shot.
Yep.
For a penalty. I'm
penalty.
not good at this, but you are.
Yep. So after the penalty shot,
which he makes, and with the 3 seconds, he was facing Racky.
Yes.
Getting ready. And the coach was like, okay, let's swap you. And Dean went up to him and was like, no, I have to face this man, basically. And he did. And he faced him in a nice way. He didn't even do anything during the 3 seconds. Mm-hmm. He did nothing to this guy.
Yeah, but then the guy was like, aggressive
Racky.
Again.
Yeah.
And that's when the fight broke out.
And we saw his new fighting skills, and he saved the day. Well, first he got the hockey stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
It was good.
It was a fun little fight scene.
It was good. I just love that moment when they throw the gloves down. It's like, I mean business. It's just, I love it. I love it.
But yeah. And he ends up beating the crap out of him, breaks one of his teeth, and it's a nice moment, but you see Jesse's like not very pleased.
Yeah.
And she leaves. But basically that's the end of the movie. The last scene, he's in the
rink.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's in the rink. Little boys come up to him.
Yeah.
They want his autograph because he's fucking made it. And then Jesse's there.
Yeah.
And they basically make up.
Yep. Kiss and make up. The end.
And that's when the director for The Mighty Ducks was like, okay, so we need a team player movie with less bad things in it.
Yes.
Things that are not okay.
Yes.
In general. Shouldn't even be in a movie.
Right. So you're answering the question for me real easily of if they were to remake this movie, what would you want different?
They already remade it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want the Mighty Ducks.
I would like the PG version of this, please. Well, tell me, what would you rate this one?
I would actually probably give it a 7.5. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was well done. But it captured what hockey is. And I think they did a great job at that. I feel like the music was, pretty good. Like it did what it needed to do. But it was the character development for me. Like I felt like almost like Dean's brother had more character development than Dean did.
Yeah.
So that kind of knocks it down a little bit. But I mean, cute Rob Lowe. Yeah, I'd watch it again.
Okay.
What about you?
I mean, I think it's again, my house has small children. I would have it on in the background if my kids weren't running around. But I would say about a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 this time.
It was not bad.
Sweet. I guess that's it.
All right.
Because the remakes.
Yeah. I never saw Miracle. Did you see Miracle? It was another Disney movie about hockey team being awesome or something.
No, but I was going to ask if you watched the TV series for The Mighty Ducks.
No,
that was a new Disney
Oh.
thing the last couple of years. There is a TV series on Disney Plus.
Oh, I'll have to look that up.
And I think the original coach, you know his name.
Emilio Estevez.
Thank you. And I think Lorelai from Gilmore Girls. I think they're in it. So
Nice.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, you got to go. No, you don't.
I mean, yeah, I do. But we first have to pick a movie.
I guess we should do that. What do you think?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Not The Shining, not The Shining, not The Shining. No.
I love this. It is Beetlejuice 1988.
Yes!
Oh my god! I think it's because we're all feeling fall festive right now,
yeah.
and hopefully it comes out in October or before that. oh, please get more scary movies for the month of October.
Right?
Obviously, this isn't scary, but it's so fitting. I am ready. So Beetlejuice, 1988. So join us next time. Billy, tell them how to get in touch with us.
All right. Our email address and a link tree are in the show notes, silverscreensisters.com. And the link tree has our website, a contact form on there to get in touch with us if you want to add any movies to our list or have any questions or want to correct something that we've said or even tell us about your favorite movie. We'd love to hear from you. You can email us directly at connect, CONNECT, at silverscreensisters.com. We're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group you're more than welcome to join. Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, we're getting a Patreon set up, like we say every freaking episode, and that's it.
It'll happen once.
It'll happen. Cool.
Anyways.
Well,
sweet.
I love you, sister.
I love you too. Thank you for being here with me today.
Yes.
And we'll talk next time, okay?
Yep. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others and leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from us, check out our website at silverscreensisters.com. Silver Screen Sisters 80s edition is hosted by Billy and Sophie. Editing is done by Sophie, and cover art was done by Billy, with special illustration work done by Bacencia. Intro and outro music composed by Future Mono, and hold music composed by the Mini Vandals. This is a Silver Screen Sisters production and is powered by Coffee and Yoga Pants.